Today's episode is going to be sweet because we are going to build our sugarcane farm. However, before we can get started building the sugarcane farm, we need to get some terracotta. That's the main block I want to use for this build. And the only place that I know of to get a lot of terracotta really quickly is in a Badlands biome. So we're gonna go find one of those. I have with me a bunch of blocks of iron and another beacon so that we can set up another haste beacon and just kind of insta-mine all of the terracotta. So let's go exploring. I know there's a Badlands about a couple thousand blocks north of our base. Our base is just right over here. So I'm just gonna fly this way for a little bit until we find one, and then we're gonna start digging. I just saw this out of the corner of my eye and I thought, oh, there's LAs here. So let's see if there are any LAs in these cages. And if we can snag some, that would be awesome. But I don't see any, so that is a little disappointing. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for more pillager outposts and see if they have any LAs trapped in there for us. And there it is. Let's set up shop and we'll get going. All right, we got what we came for, and now we're gonna head on home. Okay, so we managed to get one full shulker box of terracotta, plus a little bit extra and a few of the different colors that you can get from the Badlands. So I think we are in good shape to move on with this project. However, one small problem. I need to dye this terracotta, and I want to dye it green. However, if we look at my dye chest, I only have 4 pieces. That's not gonna get us very far. So before we can build the sugarcane farm, I think we need to make a cactus farm so that we can get that green dye. Fortunately, we already have a couple pieces of cactus from a couple of episodes ago, and now we just need to build a farm for it. I've actually never done a cactus farm, so this should be interesting. Oh, hello. How are you today, sir? What do you got for me? Ooh, blue ice. Yeah, I mean, I've got emeralds, so let's do that. Only one? That's silly. Now, you also need sand for a cactus farm, so I'm out here at the desert just collecting up a little bit of sand for that. Plus, I also need some sand to make some sandstone. Okay, so this is also where I come for my ocean stuff. And I forgot that there's also a Badlands here. This one's a little small, but there's a bit more over this way. And this is actually where I got my red sand before. So yeah, I flew to a Badlands that was super far away when there's this one right here. So I'm just gonna dig up a little bit of sand here, and then we'll get started on the cactus farm. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 4 tall sugarcane. Now it's 8 tall. Now, as far as farms go, and even though I haven't built one, a cactus farm is pretty simple. So all I've got here is just a little box and about 16 pieces of cactus sitting up here on top of these sand blocks. And when they grow up, they will hit that fence post right there, and cactus don't like being next to other blocks, so that'll pop off and it will fall down into the stream below, where you can see I have another layer of cactus. And yeah, so it'll just pop off of the cactus when it grows up, land in the water, and then go down into that hopper right over there. And I have a small little trap door that will take me down to here, and I've got quite a few stacks. I did AFK for a few minutes, maybe a couple of hours, but now we have all the cactus and green dye that we need. This build is nothing special in particular, but I did want to point out a couple of features that I thought were interesting. And first of all, it's mostly moss for the roof here. I wanted this to kind of look like it's been overgrown, mostly because we're farming cactus down in there, so it kind of fits the theme a bit. And thanks to our bee farm, we now have beeswax that we can use to wax our copper. So now it will stay this color for all of eternity, and I really like how it turned out here. Ha! Wax on. Wait, so that means if I do this, wax off. Nice. Well, some time has passed now, and I've waited long enough to collect enough cactus to make some green dye, enough for a shulker box, almost a shulker box full of green terracotta. Plus I have some grass, and I've got all these little bits and all of these little bits. And these are the resources that I'm going to use to build the sugarcane farm. However, I have to put it kind of in the water a little bit. So not right here, but over at the creeper farm. But I want to get some, some sponge. And the sponge will be useful for draining out the water so that we can, place all the blocks and everything that we'll need. However, the only place to get sponge is at an ocean monument. So I figured, let's go take one on today. Let's see if we can find a sponge room. Now, before we go on our quest to the ocean monument, I wanted to craft up a couple of potions. And the potion I'm going to make is invisibility. So that's the one we're going to do. We're going to need a golden carrot, which we have. And I think a fermented spider eye is, according to this chart, is how you get the invisibility effect. So you do night vision, and then the spider eye will do the invisibility. So let's get that together. Although before we do, I wanted to show you something that I put into my house I thought was really fun. This is a trick that I learned from Impulse off of the Hermitcraft server. This is my kitchen setup, and if I just go ahead and right click on one of these blocks here, I get myself a couple of water bottles. And basically how this works is these are all waterlogged stairs. And get back here, thank you. And so you just waterlog the stair on the right and the stair on the left, and then it turns into an infinite source here in the middle, which you can then collect water from for your water bottles, or if you have like a bucket, you can right click here with the bucket and get some water. So yeah, fun little trick. It blends in really nicely into this one little spot here. It works perfectly. You can't really see it. And even if you go underneath here into our little basement zone, you don't need this trapdoor here. You can just put like another piece of wood here if you wanted to. I had the trapdoor on me, so. But yeah, you can't see it unless you use like a trapdoor here. So yeah, really cool. Okay, we got our ingredients. We're gonna stick these in and let it brew. And invisibility potions acquired. Awesome. I'm also going to take some water breathing potions, just like so. And I think now we are ready to go to the ocean monument. Now we're also bringing a couple other things with us, namely a couple buckets of milk and a bunch of doors. And the reason for that is because when we get there, we're going to be struck with mining fatigue. And so when I have vanquished the Elder Guardians, I will then use the milk to clear that effect so I can continue mining and whatnot. The doors, hello, are for creating little air pockets while I'm exploring. It's also in case I run into a couple of the little guardians. I forget exactly what they're called. They will target you using their magic beams, and the only way to stop them from doing that is to break their line of sight. So if I just place a door down real quick and hop inside, they won't be able to see me anymore. And there it is. I think I'm going to land. Wait, that's not it. That's not it at all. There it is. Oh, there's another one over here. There's two of them. Hello. Okay, well, before I land real close there, we're gonna chug our potions and then head into it. And if I don't find any sponge over here, then I'm gonna go to that one and check that one out. All right, we're gonna chug our potions, take off our armor, and then get on going in. So let's do it. Oh, I'm so much slower without my armor on. Oh, yikes, that scared me. All right, I don't want to bump these guys still. Oh, he's right here. Hello. There he is. 8 hits. And I think we get sponge from him too, if I'm not. Yeah, there we go. We got ourselves a sponge. Awesome. Let's do a quick eat, get our health back up, and let's go find the other ones. Here's number 2. Don't run away from me. Okay, number 2's done. Now we just need to find the last guy. There he is. Awesome. We got 3 sponges, and I haven't seen a sponge room, so I'm going to explore just a little bit. And if we don't find one, then I'm just going to take off. It's possible this doesn't have a sponge room in it. Oh, hello. We have a sponge room. And my mining fatigue is all worn out, so let's pick one of these up real fast. Do I need a hoe? I didn't bring a hoe. What about a shovel? Nope. Axe? Nope, I think it's a hoe. Let's find the Elder Guardians first, and then we can... Oh, ugh. Let's find the Elder Guardians first, and then we can mine up the sponges. Ow. Oh, I'm drowning. Okay, unfortunately, my water breathing has run out. I forgot to extend them. They're only 3 minutes each, so we have a little bit of invisibility left. We still have an invisibility potion, and we only have one more Elder Guardian to find and destroy. So let's be smart here about our breath. I've still got 16 doors. We just need to explore efficiently. And yeah, good luck. Ah, here he is. All right, we got all 3 of them down, and now we can go find our sponges. All right, so between that ocean monument and that ocean monument, we have acquired about a stack and a half of sponge and a couple of other bits from digging around, but the sponge was what I really cared for, and so I am thrilled that we got that much. Awesome job. Just gonna quickly dry these off here in the nether, and then we will be good to use them for the sugarcane farm. All right, we've got all of our resources in our ender chest, and we have tons of sponge here to begin the project, so let's fly over and get started. Okay, here it is. This is the sugarcane farm. Pretty much all set. I still have to do a test run on the flying machine here. I have actually never built a flying machine before, so this is actually the first project that involves something like this. They're pretty simple, but if you mess it up, it's kind of a pain because you have to kind of tear apart the whole thing and then rebuild it. But yeah, it's a pretty simple device. This just... let's see, let's flop on down here. This here is a hopper clock, and basically you dump a whole bunch of items in here, and as soon as they all funnel into this hopper, the redstone block will switch over to this side. And when that happens, this observer here will see that move, and it will send the flying machine that way, hit that observer, and then fly all the way back here. So pretty unique, pretty simple flying machine setup. And so here's how the farm works for the sugarcane. So each of these mossy cobblestone slabs is holding, it's waterlogged with water. And fortunately, in this version of Minecraft, the water is not going to destroy the rails underneath, so we can simply have a whole bunch of rails right underneath this layer of grass. with hopper mine carts, and those are going to go back and forth, picking up any dropped items on the ground. I don't actually have any under there right yet, so I do have to put those in, but they will pick up the items that the flying machine knocks over, and then they will get collected by the hopper mine carts and then deposited into this little device down here. This is pretty simple. They get funneled into this dropper. The comparator here will see that there are items in it, send out a signal to this target block, which will then power the dropper, spitting them out into what will be a bubble elevator. There's some soul sand there. I just need to put the water in and get it going all the way up to the top. And the reason why I'm doing that is because while I am AFK at the top here, I want all of the items from the sugarcane farm making their way up into here. So I'm going to kind of redesign this area here, make it look a little bit nicer, and have all the sugarcane and the gunpowder funnel into one single location. And that's going to be super cool and exciting and great. I have made a funny mistake though. I came here with all of my supplies and I built the farm up, and there is not a single piece of sugarcane anywhere in these boxes. So I need to run back home, grab some sugarcane, plant it up, and then we can do our first test. All right, the sugarcane is in place. The mine carts are underneath the grass blocks here, and we have items in this item hopper. So let's go ahead and flick the switch. The flying machine should start right away, and let's make sure that this is working. I don't have my water streaming yet, but that's fine. I will work on that in a second. But we should start to see a couple of the items come out of that dropper. So let's give it a go. Yep, it looks like everything is being flown off. It's breaking off the top of the sugarcane, so we know that it's working. And then we should see a couple of these. Yeah, these items are getting picked up here by the hoppers underneath. Oop, I'm in it. I'm inside the field. And if we take a look in here, we should start to see those items come right on out. Perfect. Very good. So we know that it is working. Let's flip that back on so that it stays off. And we do have a couple of stragglers here on the edge, but with the size of this field and the amount of them being picked up, I'm not too concerned about these. Yeah, so only 4 pieces were not picked up, and that is a-okay with me. 99% of the time, this is gonna work just fine. Up we go. And here we are. Well, now that we're up here and we have the water elevator all complete, I'm going to expand the platform here for the creeper farm, redecorate everything, and get it looking nice and snazzy so that we'll have a more functional and better looking place to, well, kind of craft our rockets. That's essentially what this place is for. We got the sugarcane down here for paper and the gunpowder up here for, or the creeper farm up here for gunpowder. So yeah, let's get started on expanding this one out. I think everything is done now. We've got the sugarcane farm here, we've got the water elevator, and we've got that place way up there is all done now. So we're gonna do our first test run. So I'm gonna flick the lever that is right here. That's going to kick off this this farm here, get the flying machine sending all the way across and back, and then the sugarcane will start flowing up this tube here all the way to the top, and I'll kind of explain all the changes that I made up there once I get up there. So let's come down here, we'll turn it on, and we'll head up right away. It is going across, so we know it's working. It's doing just fine, and we should see some sugarcane flow up here in just a second. But let's oh, got one. Okay, so now you can see the sugarcane is flowing up the same tube that we came up, and it should be flowing into this barrel here. Let's put that one away. And the way that this works is actually you can see it pretty well from behind. The water just kind of goes over top of a hopper, and that goes into that barrel there. It's not exactly a great system, a perfect system, I should say, because once this barrel fills up, then it kind of gets clogged and things are just going to sit up here. So really the only thing I need to do is make sure that as this fills up, I start taking some things out and putting them in other barrels, for instance. The other side works just the same as before. It's just now a wall of barrels instead of chests. I did barrels because I think it looks nicer, and it's easier to do barrels on an odd number of spaces in the wall than it is to do an even number. And then, of course, I stuck a couple of extra barrels in here for more storage if I needed it. Plus, it kind of looks nice. And I've got my crafting table here so I can craft up all my rockets when I do have all of the pieces. I also incorporated a couple of the new 1.19 blocks, and so I've got the stripped mangrove logs here. I was gonna put some of the frog lights in here, but I don't have any yet, so we're gonna settle for the shroom lights for now, which is fine. It looks just as nice, but I do want to get some frog lights soon, and I'll probably switch those out for the green ones. I think it's like verdant frog light, whatever it's called. So yeah, we'll do that in the future, but. Yeah, also, I put some more stripped mangrove logs up here at the top, and I completed the top of this thing with some spruce wood to give it a little bit extra character from way up in the sky, and you can see that right there. Everything is starting to look just a little bit nicer now, and that's making me pretty happy. This whole area here before looked kind of not that great, so I'm glad that we're getting some time to actually focus on making everything look nicer and function just as well as before. Anyway, that's gonna do it for us for this episode. Thank you all again so much for watching. It's been a blast making all these episodes for you, and I'm glad that you are all here to enjoy this session with me. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye. We're fine.